If you're someone who constantly suppresses your emotions, you'll probably find yourself drawn to someone who's aggressive or free-spirited. Or if your emotions are unstable and you're always anxious or insecure in relationships, you'll likely fall for someone who's calm, logical, and emotionally strong. None of this is coincidence. It's your subconscious trying to fill in what it thinks you're missing. Freud once said, "Love arises from our desire to complete what feels incomplete in ourselves." So the reason you're attracted to someone isn't because they're perfect, but because they awaken parts of you that remain unrealized. In other words, you fall in love with the version of yourself you want to become, but haven't yet. This applies even to celebrity crushes. The reason you admire certain celebrities or influencers is because their way of life unleashes the energy you've repressed inside yourself. You see in them a higher version of yourself, the person you'd like to be. As Jacques Lacan put it, love is essentially a structural fantasy, a narcissistic reflection of our ideal self. Whatever energy you're holding back internally, you'll eventually find yourself drawn to someone who expresses exactly that energy. Another reason is the sense of familiarity you feel with certain people. Intimate relationships tend to replay familiar patterns from our childhood relationships with our parents, what we often call repaying childhood debts. For example, if you had a distant, neglectful relationship with your parents growing up, you're likely to choose a similarly emotionally distant partner as an adult. This is because only with such a partner can you feel that familiar sensation, which ironically gives you a sense of security. Your subconscious even convinces you that this is what true love feels like, the only way to build intimacy. This is also why a son raised by a dominant mother often falls for an equally dominant woman, or why a daughter with an avoidant father frequently finds herself attracted to similarly distant men. Because ultimately, what makes someone addictive isn't how perfect they are, but how closely they replicate the relationship patterns you experienced with your parents during childhood.